Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back for another brand new video. In today's video, people, we're here to put away and finish the assisted through ball that we started on Monday, which is quite ironic, people, because the player we're here to react, discuss and break down will be solely judged on that. But before we Beales and go down that rabbit hole, ladies and gentlemen, let's actually just take a wee second to welcome Big Sam Lammers, because we talked about it on Monday and I did believe this would be one of the most controversial signings we've made in a long time, right up to the moment we see him kick a football in a Rangers shirt, the new Rangers shirt if you will, and see whether or not he will be a player for us, especially when you consider the moolah that's been heavily rumoured that we've paid for the laddie. There is a hell of a lot of expectations, there is a hell of a lot of hysteria because of maybe what's happened over the last couple of years where it hasn't went to plan, but all we can hope, ladies and gentlemen, is when he does finally kick that ball, because that's when we can truly judge him. Once he's wearing this and kicking the ball about Ibrox and the other parts in the SPFL, we can say whether or not this laddie is going to be a player for us, or have we spent a hell of a lot of moolah on an attacking player who's the footballing equivalent of Shaq at the free throw line, people. We just never know what's going to happen down the line, but what we're here to talk about is the player himself and what he's done so far. So strap yourselves in, as I can imagine the comment section is very interesting right now. And obviously we did discuss this on Monday with the rumour video, but again, as I always say regarding these reaction videos, not everyone clicks on the rumour videos because they don't want to watch it, don't want to get their hopes up, they don't want to worry about something that could potentially not turn out. I get all that, ladies and gentlemen, but it is another tick on the old thing. I try not bring his nonsense on the channel. If there is usually something in it, I bring it here and we discuss it. And as always, for those who are the channel legends who watch every single video, which I greatly appreciate by the way, and you hit the like buttons and you're helping to make this channel, whereas it's not me, it's you. I'm not going to just sit here and repeat the exact same stuff that we've talked about, because now the cloud of whether or not he's coming up the road is away. It actually gives us a lot of conversation points. So stay with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you everything you need to know about Sam Lammers so far, whilst also mixing up something fresh to talk about from Monday's video. And I think we'll start our journey discussing the old elephant in the room then, shall we? And that is the striking position at this football club, because again, where has Sam Lammers played the large majority of his career? As a striker. Where is the surface clickbait going to be discussing this laddie and saying he's this and this and this? It is going to be a striker. So where do we sit as a football club as a striking position right now, now that Alfredo has left the football club? We have Sam Lammers, we have Cholak and we have Kemar Roofe. Now all of them fit and firing. That three's probably good enough to take you in a season. That's strong enough depth in there. But again, where we sit truly as a football club is, can we trust Kemar Roofe to stay fit? When he is fit, for me, and I know this is going to get crappy, he is not only the best striker in our team, but for me, when Kemar Roofe is fit, he is the best striker in Scotland. There's just stuff this guy does that's just above everyone else. That's just how I feel, but it's just getting him on the park and I'm keeping him there. That's where the big issue. And now, regarding Cholak, we don't know what's going to happen with the big Croatian now that we're bringing in attackers. We're meant to be bringing in another one. He's going to be one that's obviously got a bit of value. This was a guy who finished their joint top goal scorer last season, missed some time for injury and played second fiddle to the large majority of the season to Morelos, yet still scored more goals and still finished joint top goal scorer. Yet still we could be kicking him out the door, or are we? Ladies and gentlemen, because right now, that's the common consensus with Lammers, Dessler's coming in, Roofe's going to be there, that's going to be the front three. But I touched on this on Monday, but now I'm going to go a wee bit deeper, because I know the clickbait is out there, 3.5 million on a Rangers striker, this is it, look how many goals he's no scored, etc, etc. But for me, Sam Lammers hasn't been brought into this football club to be a number 9 for Rangers, because what is Lammers? Ladies and gentlemen, he's a very technically gifted, skillful, creative player who excels in a team that dominates the football. He loves coming deep, he loves picking the ball up, he loves spinning, beating men, trying to play through balls. He's an attacking player, yes, but is he an out-and-out number 9? No, really, for me, because what do we need as a number 9 at Rangers? Because yes, he's so gifted at running and this and this and this, but he didn't get that space in Scottish football. Let's stop pretending that we do. If he's playing number 9, he's playing 2 banks of 5 and he's got a defender right against him constantly every time. That is not his game at all. His game is, again, drifting, dropping back, pulling in, getting in a wee bit of space, trying to make things happen. You'll never get that as a number 9, but where you'll get that in my opinion, if you look at what Beale's doing with his system, and even before that when it was obviously Gerrard's system with Beale helping him with that, is the Kemar Roofe role, if you will, or the Joe Aribo rule, if you remember that as well. And that is someone on the right hand side who cuts inside and plays almost like a second striker, but just a little bit further back, that cuts inside, that creates gaps for Tavernier to go and exploit and be so successful. I know a lot of people saying play Tavernier up front, play Tavernier right wing. He's successful because the guy, the right wing, is cutting in and leaving acres for Tavernier to run into. We need someone attacking but creative enough that can go in that position and hurt teams, because Kent's left, we've not really got that skillful player right now. The jury's still out on the likes of Rabbi Matundo, but we've got the Cantwells and everything like that, so we need another creative player in there. And if you look at what this guy brings to the table when he is at his best, that role right there, he can cut inside, he is comfortable on either foot, he's big, yes, 6'3", 26-year-old Dutch striker, player profile, if you will. But that's no long boss city to the laddie. Yes, he struggled in last season's loan at Sampdoria, and we'll discuss that later on in the video, but they were kicking long balls up to him. That's no his game, and it certainly won't be at Rangers. But that role, cutting in and creating things and playing close to the striker, I think this laddie could be a revelation in that role, because he certainly has all the tools in his toolbox to be successful for the likes of Aribo during his run, his best spell, cutting inside, make things happen. And obviously Roofe during the 55 season was sensational at doing just that. And I think when you start to let that set into the old cerebellum, ladies and gentlemen, and you start to think of Sam Lammers being that player and being that role and not being the number 9, I think it starts allowing you to look at this transfer a bit more differently and maybe a bit more favourably, because yes, ladies and gentlemen, this guy's stats are absolutely horrendous. I can't talk my way out of this one, people. His stats are gross to look at for someone who's played as a striker. But again, for me, there is some things when you actually look at it in these loans, and it's never been really the right fit for the laddie. And I think if you look, and I know I've done this comparison before, but the Cantwell comparison, for instance, what Michael Beale was given to Cantwell, who hadn't scored goals for 2 years, it was labelled as a flop despite him being so young, saying he was done, saying he would never do this, saying he would never do it. Came here and just gave him the keys. Just go and be Todd Cantwell. Go and be the player you can play. I'm not wanting to force you into this role, like Lammers was getting forced at Sampdoria, was playing striker on long balls, chasing that. It's nonsense for a lad. It's never his game. Play it to his feet. Yes, he's 6'3", but he's no a dominating powerhouse in the air, if you actually get my drift. Beale has given Cantwell the licence and almost his confidence back, and look what's happening. And now you look at Sam Lammers, someone who was tipped for the tippity top not too long ago, who was paid and got a big money move to the Serie, ladies and gentlemen, 5 years ago. This is another guy who is down on his luck, no really got his confidence. But if Beale can do it for Cantwell, can he do it for Lammers? I certainly hope so, because if Beale does get this guy feeling like the guy he used to be, people, you know what I mean, when he earned that move, when he was tearing up Dutch football, if we can get him back to that guy right there, he could be an incredibly effective player, especially in a side who's going to dominate 99.9% of games, who's going to have so much of the ball, who's going to be dominating possession. It's a different ball game, Seria, Bundesliga and everything like that. Playing Rangers, playing in the SPFL when you're Rangers, or on obviously the other side when you're Celtic, you get a lot of the ball, you get a lot of chances, and that's what Lammers needs. So basically what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, is Michael Beale's favourite song is quite clearly Fix You by Coldplay, because that is seemingly what he is going out to do. And I'll be listening to that song every day this summer with these fingers crossed, hoping we can. And that kind of leads us into the old numbers and stats. And look, I'm not going to sit here and bore you, because I know a lot of you would have seen the other video, but I will give you it brief and just keep it short and sweet, because it's painful to listen to. If you've not heard this before, prepare yourself. If you have, prepare yourself. After bursting onto the scene and playing tremendously well in Dutch football, he got his big money move, to the Serie, and he spent the last couple of years out on loan at different clubs and obviously getting a season to play at Atlanta. But he's not racking up the games in terms of being able to play. He's had a couple of injuries in there as well. Sorry to actually bring that to your table, but also he's just sort of fell away because again he's not been given the opportunity to be Sam Lammers, the guy who was running his own sort of way in Dutch football, if you get my drift. He spent his most recent season of football at Sampdoria, playing 34 games in all competition with 2 goals and 2 assists, which isn't great, especially as they finished rock bottom of the Seria and got relegated, and the guy took an absolute pounding. But if you look at his games, looked void of confidence, and again, they played nowhere near this lad's style. Now, the season before, he obviously played in Germany for a team called Frankfurt. He played 24 games for Frankfurt. Thankfully, not one of those games were against us, if you get my drift, as he was an unused substitute that day. But during that run, he played 24 games in all competitions, not a lot of minutes, not a lot of starts. And in that time, he's got just 2 goals during that run as well. So, aye. It's not looking good. The season before, ladies and gentlemen, he spent at Atlanta as they gave him an opportunity, a little opportunity, before he ended up picking up a serious knock that did lose him a lot of time in the season. And that was playing 18 games in all competitions that season in the top flight of an Italian football, where he once again got 2 goals during that run. He just likes number 2s. He's like me when I watch Rangers. It's a Tavernier reference. But aye, joking aside, because I'm hiding from my pain right now that I need to say this once again, but that's 6 goals in 76 games, people. Now, thankfully for my own sanity, ladies and gentlemen, Sam Lammers scored more than 2 goals the season before. He scored 3. That makes it 9 goals in 86 games in all competitions. But even that, when you go back all those years, 86 games isn't a lot. I'm pretty sure Joe Aribo played that in one season. Remember, for us in Nigeria, when they play 80 games that season. So it's not too much of a body of work, because he just wasn't trusted or given an opportunity and a chance to be him and be in a role. He was thrusted here, sub-appearance, come in when someone's injured, try and do this role. He's just never had maybe what he needs, and that's someone who put his aim around him and say, you just go out there and be your guy and give him a consistent run of games. And quite clearly, ladies and gentlemen, when you play 3.5 million, or rumoured to play 3.5 million pounds, I should say, you're going to quite clearly be given the game time. And that's what this laddie could be needing to get back to where he needs to be. So aye, I'm not really going to do the whole football and CV stuff, because honestly, it makes me sad. But that's his numbers and stats. We've discussed that enough. The guy's been crucified enough about his numbers. We know where he's been lacking. We know where he's been positive. But again, what happened before you pull on the shirt isn't always an indication of what you're going to do in the shirt. And that's went both ways, ladies and gentlemen. Where we've grabbed maybe an unknown name, maybe from a guy from Colombia who nobody's ever heard of. He scored goals here and he's took off like a bullet. And then you've got big names and big sexy signings that you say, oh my god, this guy's going to be great. And then you see him pull on the jersey and you're like, does he know how to play football? So I'm going to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. I said the same on Monday. If we get him back to his best, he'll be a fantastic player for this football club. But I just hope we can get it, because it's a big transfer outlay. And listen, it's a Beales gamble. Absolutely, it's a gamble. But clearly, when you're willing to put out this money, you believe your ability, and not only that player, but your ability as a manager to get him back to his best. And this is what Beale's going to be judged on. So I'll back the manager, because so far, from what I've seen of players actually being able to kick the ball, he's brought in 2 players, Raskin and Cantwell. Both have been fantastic. Yes, he's signed other players so far, but we've not seen them play just yet. I'm going to give the manager the benefit of the doubt by backing the manager, backing the player, and obviously backing my team. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That has been my reaction now that we've officially signed Big Sammy, Big Lammy, whatever you want to call him. Let me know down in the comment section below how you're feeling now you know he's up the road. And do you think he's in a play maybe at the 10th position or that wide right position, or do you think he is going to be a striker? And I've been talking utter nonsense and I've just been lost in my own insanity of because how poor he's been up there leading the line. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down there in the comment section below. And as always, I've been CJ92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.